Here's a quick video on the elimination process. I'll show you the standard one first and then a couple of tricks. The first one is, the first thing we have to do is we're going to multiply both equations so that we can actually eliminate. To do that, we take the bottom coefficient on x, so the 7, and we're going to multiply that by the top. And then we take the top number, change its sign, and multiply that by the bottom. So that's important, and you'll see why in a second. So we get 21x minus 35y equals negative 154. And negative 21x minus 30y equals 24. It's really important after that first step that you take out a calculator if you need it, because any addition and subtraction mistake is going to cost you. So here's the key. Now I can add these two equations together, and notice the coefficient on x is opposite sign. So what happens to it? It gets eliminated, hence the name. So now negative 35 plus negative 30 is negative 65y. And negative 154 plus 24 is negative 130. So now it's very easy to solve. Y equals positive 2. So how do I get x? Well, now that I know that y is 2, I can take it back and plug it into either of the two equations. So let's choose the one on the bottom. So now I know y is 2. Divide both sides by 7. And so there's my answer. X is negative 4, y is 2. Or as a coordinate, alright, here's the same type of problem. We could solve it the same exact way. We could multiply the top by 5 and the bottom by negative 4. But if we notice things, we can seriously improve our time. Because if you look at the y's, they are already the same number with opposite signs. So I don't have to multiply by anything. I can add the two equations and y will be eliminated right away. And there's nothing wrong with starting with x. So we find x equals 1. Now this only works if those are opposite. You can't force that just because you want to save time. And now we plug x in. And y equals 8. So again, as a coordinate, this would be 1, 8. Now there's one more situation that might come about. Here again, we can always default to the standard. Multiply the top by 6, the bottom by negative 2. But if we notice, 2 goes into 6. So I'm just going to multiply 2 to make it an opposite. Well, sorry, I'm going to multiply the top equation. I don't need to multiply the bottom equation. Because now I have opposite signs on the 6, and when I add, they'll be eliminated. And I do want to emphasize that while I'm doing this, the default way from the first example always works. So if you're not sure why these last two are working, you can always go back to the first one, and it will still get you to the right answer. So we get y is 0. Now just solve for x. And x is 4. And there's our final answer.